So hello and welcome along to the Season 3 Full Throttle Racing Series driver lineup review. We're gonna have a full grid of 20 drivers plus 10 reserve drivers that this season they're not gonna have a specific team to drive for. They are just going to replace the drivers from each team that miss a race, and that'll make the grid a little bit more drivers. So we check that out. We have Tier 1, Tier 2, the reserve drivers race in Tier 2, and while I speak, the Tier 2 drivers I mentioned, which are they, which are the reserve drivers. So let's kick things off with Tier 1. We start right here with Mercedes, who already reviewed some time ago their Season 3 lineup, and there are no changes at all to the Mercedes team. They will stick with championship leader Willis, and in third place in the championship currently is Mick. So Willis and Mick are doing very well. They are leading the Mercedes to a very likely Constructors' Championship this season. And Mercedes was able to renew with both drivers, so they have a pretty good chance of doing it again next time around. But we'll see about that as Mercedes has a new season to unfold. After the Italian team Ferrari, they have one known face around their paddock, but one of them is not known on the team. Italian IT71 Lucas stays with the team for Season 3, and he will drive alongside FEL Lucas, who started his career in McLaren, then went to Williams for the end of the Season 2. Now he is going to stay at Ferrari for Season 3 alongside Luca, and Ferrari gonna look to have better results on the next season. Lucas has shown incredible results over the past few races, and that might just help Ferrari get a good result on the Constructors' Championship. After Red Bull now, the same as Ferrari, one known face, the other one technically it is a known face around. Kim Kiski stays at Red Bull for the next season, and alongside him is a driver who comes back from his origins of Season 1. It is King Enzo 1234. So Enzo returns to Red Bull after spending a season at Ferrari, and he'll partner Kiski, and maybe they can bring a good result for Red Bull in the Constructors. We saw a bad season from Red Bull technically, but it was because most of the times they only had 1 point scorer, which was Kiski. So now with two very competitive drivers, Red Bull do have a very good chance of getting a better result than in Season 2. Off to Renault now, the full team in our list, and Renault has one new driver on the league which has not driven for any team, and the other driver, it is a driver that has already driven in Season 2, and it is known around, but not in Renault, not on the yellow and black colours. Philippot 130, a new driver, joins Renault for Season 3, and he's going to partner Hank Peter Matthias. So Philippot and Matthias are both going to race for Renault. Renault does not have a podium yet in Full Throttle Racing Series, and Matthias has shown that he can achieve podiums, he can achieve good results. He did achieve a pole position even on this season, so Renault do have quite some good expectations going on to this season, and things look to be good around on the Renault team. As now we are moving on to Haas. Haas had a pretty good season with Jamil and David so far, but none of the drivers are going to stay. It is a new driver on the league that is going to join Haas for Season 3, and that driver is PTRL Marco Popper, who has shown great results in other leagues, and we'll be excited to have him on board. Maybe he can challenge for a championship. We'll see about that in just over 2 months' time. And alongside him will be another new driver. It is AMCF33. He is a driver that is a friend of King Kiski, has some good pace just like him, and we've seen Kiski's good results so far in the league, so he might just be able to challenge for victories as well. So Haas also having a pretty good lineup, pretty competitive, and they're going to look to keep a top 3 position as they did on season 2. We're on to McLaren now. They are going to stick with one of their old drivers. Monster 2005 465 stays at McLaren for season 3, and alongside him is a new driver at the team. It is Jamil F1, who quits Haas and to join the orange and blue team. The McLaren team are having a pretty good lineup for next season, looking to get a top 3, maybe a Constructors' Championship. As seen, both drivers combined for 3 pole positions this season and 91 points so far. And Monster only participated in 2 races, so that is a pretty good lineup for McLaren. They're going to look forward to have great results on the track next season. Racing Point has Mario Pro 14 back on the pink seat for the next season, and alongside him is DRS Akaplani, a driver that was the reserve driver for Racing Point in season 2. And Mario, the Racing Point driver in season 1, is back to the team after spending a season at Williams. We're off to Alfa Romeo now, which has 2 drivers that know each other but not at this team. It is Zafi and Ridwan F1 who are moving to Alfa Romeo, and they are currently giving Toro Rosso 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship, so they can bring Alfa Romeo a pretty good result on the Constructors next season. At least they hope so. Off to Toro Rosso, they have Jelly 11987654 and Niltix4 as their drivers. Jelly has shown good pace around on all of those races, and he's going to look forward to having another good season. And Niltix has shown pace in other leagues as well. We'll see what comes for Toro Rosso. They're going to look to stick to get another 2nd position on the Constructors maybe next season. And lastly, it is the Williams team, which has CLZ Futi, ex-reserve driver for the team, and alongside him is Wildcat 0609. So both drivers are pairing at Williams. Wildcats had a pole position on season 3, and they're going to look forward to having another brilliant season at Williams, maybe carrying Williams to a good position on the Constructors' Championship. So one reserve driver is not in tier 2, and that is Darth FIFA 114. He opted to not drive on the 2nd tier, and he opted to only have a reserve seat as he's not going to make most races, so he is one of the reserve drivers. So as for tier 2, we have Schumacher M7 and Heliac Exile in Mercedes, Andy the Spy and Ketenaike in Ferrari. Then 2 reserve drivers in Red Bull. It is TSR Verstappen 33 and NRG Destructors 33. And 2 reserve drivers for Red Bull might just have a good shot at challenging for the field. Renault is going to have Metrox09 and Melvin Speed Freak. None of them are reserve drivers, but they're drivers that participated in F2 in season 1. Off to Haas now, we have Apki Knott and S Russo 21. They also participated in F2 season 1. They showed some good results there. They're going to hope to get those results back again. Off for McLaren now, 2 reserve drivers, ASTF Kimi and Single Glory 5. Single Glory already known around the paddock. ASTF Kimi, a new driver, which is going to look for some good results around here. And now for Racing Point, we have Rotek Jordi 18 and Jan the Man 511. Jan is a reserve driver for tier 1. Alfa Romeo has It's Your Boy Alfie and Tentun Stelling as their drivers. Tentun Stelling is a reserve driver. Off to Toro Rosso now, which has another 2 reserve drivers. It is SHR CL13 and Galax 315 on their seats, and they're both reserve drivers, so they're going to look forward to having a great season. And lastly at Williams, we have Ivan 19 2005 and ABR Juliet and ABR 419 Juliet at the team. They're going to look forward to having a great season at tier 2 and at tier 1. We hope you got a seat for this season. We hope you're happy with your seat. We tried to satisfy as many drivers as we could with their seats. Thank you for watching, and we are as excited as you are for season 3 with this new lineup, the new drivers, and a new tier. We'll see you then at March 28th for the Tier 1 Round 1 Australian Grand Prix.